What's going on, guys? Bankroll Games here, more rage. And last episode, when we left off, we completed the last side quest of the game that I wanted to show off, and it's quite unique in that it's the only side quest that takes place in an area that isn't involved with the main story at all. So I recommend going back and watching that. And there's also a cool Easter egg room, a little developer room in that area as well, which is cool. But then we also picked up the last collector card we needed to get, so we've got all those. And then we came back to Subway Town and went over to Teague in Brick Spa and took on her hardest deck that you can play against to get an achievement that I didn't actually have before. And we used a deck that was on the Steam community page that should be pretty much guaranteed to beat her hardest deck, so it's a good little way to earn a bit of money there as well. Something to point out is that after you clear out the distillery that we did last episode, you do get the option to revisit the distillery, and you go in through the exit, and all you have to do is basically redo the last section of that level where you fill up the moonshine jugs in the distillery, and it's just a way of getting some more blue shine really. So I'm not going to worry about showing that off because we have basically already seen it in the playthrough last episode. So that just leaves us with going over to Capital Prime and taking down the Authority, and we will finally get to use our new toy that we got a little while ago, being the Pulse Cannon. I do like the look of the Authority Predators, I think they're called. Don't know why this guy isn't really attacking us. He's not really letting me have a good look at him either. But that's alright, because we can take him out just like that. Obviously, the Aftershocker item here is better used against groups of enemies, but it is quite fun just to use against single enemies. It's the way it sends them flying. And we have got 2 more Authority drones we need to get. You can see that one there. Not sure what that guy was doing. Looks like he flipped as he came out of the garage. And they can be a little bit annoying to get just because of the Authority in this area. There's one more. Just there. And that is all the jumping collectibles. And we actually had the achievement there for getting 100% completion in the game, which is really cool. I didn't actually aim for 100% completion. It's cool we got that. And by 100% completion, it doesn't necessarily mean every little thing in the game. It just means all the items, all the collectibles, and things like that. So if you look at the bottom, there is a section there which says obsessive compulsive, and that is the achievement for getting 100%. So that's all the field goals, all the recipes, all the cards, and all the vehicle jumps. It obviously doesn't include all the achievements, because there is an achievement for beating the hardest round of Strum, which is basically just a rhythm game that you can access in Subway Town. And there's another achievement for beating the hardest level of the knife game you can access both in the bar at Wellspring and in Brick's Bar in Subway Town. But yeah, it's cool that we got that. Now we can head into Capital Prime and take down the Authority. Something to point out with the pulse cannon is you can't actually zoom in with it while you're aiming, but it's very powerful. More than makes up for it. I'm very quickly just going to equip some EMP grenades just in case, as we are fighting the Authority. Here we have some more BFG rounds. Obviously, being in software, they had to include the BFG somehow. Here it doesn't matter which way you go. And then we do get scanned by a drone. It doesn't matter if you destroy the drone, they know you're here.
Unauthorized personnel detected.
It does almost look like Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Security personnel. Secure stations and move to green zones.
Copy that. All groups.
Security gates online.
Send more units. Move to assault.
Then as you move through this area as well, the security gates do close behind you, so you sort of get locked in.
Security protocols in place.
And the pulse cannon absolutely shreds these heavy guys. And the BFG rounds do fire automatically when they're fully charged up.
Security gate.
So here we can finally see what the Authority's up to, messing around with mutants. Basically turning them into an army. Got like VR headsets on, which is quite funny. They do also have pulse weapons in their arms. They're not really shooting at us all that much though. And you'll notice eventually this little computer will turn green.
Initialize Nexus boot sequence.
So this is what the Resistance sent here to do.
Initialize complete.
We do have a lift here and you are stopped from falling off the edge, thankfully. And rather annoyingly, regardless of what you try doing, a lot of the dialogue does get cut this end section here, so you will have to read the subtitles, unfortunately.
Auxiliary pool successful.
Advancing on target.
We do have to defend our sentry bot against the authority mutants with their pulsed weapons, because they will do a lot of damage to the little guy. I didn't want to leave him, but it had to be. I do love the sentry bot. EFG not really living up to its name here. I think somehow it took out this guy. Let's try this again.
Supervision. Preparing for daily transmission. Stand by. Final upload sequence initiated.
So that is the end of Rage. It is a little bit anticlimactic, I'd say. And I really think id were really hoping to get a sort of immediate follow-up to Rage. But I know that at the time they didn't have the best time financially. So that's obviously why that didn't happen. But it would be interesting to see how Rage 2 would have differed if it was made by id rather than Avalanche Studios that actually did the sequel. And that's an interesting game. Some parts of it are really, really fun, and other parts of it are really boring. So I might do a playthrough of that in the future at some point on the channel, but there's plenty of other games that I'd prefer to cover in the meantime. But as you can see here, when we complete the game, do get a nice little congratulations message, and they let us know that we're free to explore any of the wasteland we have left. So if you want to do any side quests, you can do that, or do the sewers, part of the sewers DLC, or yeah, just enjoy exploring the wasteland, really seeing what it has to offer. You can travel between wastelands as well. So I did point this out earlier in the playthrough, but if for whatever reason you need to go back to the other wasteland, say you complete the game and then purchase the Scorches DLC and want to go back to play it, all you have to do is come back down here. You'll notice not really one else here in the resistance base. The Sard is ignoring us, which is a little bit rude considering we just carried out their master plan. I do remember him having a bit of dialogue saying what happened to the other guys here. He doesn't seem to be saying it for us.
Need safe passage?
But yeah, if you talk to Charon here, which is probably a reference to the ferryman in Greek mythology, he'll transport you over to the other wasteland, and that way you can maybe start the Scorches DLC or do anything that you've got left to do there. Something else I do want to point out is if we go to the main menu, there is a scenario selection, so you can go through and replay any mission . And this does include the side missions as well. So you can see there aren't actually that many missions throughout the whole game. And it does also allow you to replay the Scorches DLC as well, which is pretty cool. So it saves the sort of slightly boring story stuff and slightly boring open world. And it means you can just get to the best parts of the game and replay the missions to enjoy the combat. But thank you very much for watching. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this series. I've actually really enjoyed replaying through the game, and I did give some thoughts to the game and why I think it hasn't had the lasting impression that I think id were hoping it would, and why a lot of people potentially have a bit of a sour memory of it. I did give my thoughts on it last episode, so feel free to go back and watch that if you want. But yeah, I have really enjoyed replaying through the game, and like I say, I might do the sequel at some point, but there are a lot of parts of the Rage 2 that I'm not a massive fan of. But yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed the series. Really appreciate having you guys along for the journey, so thank you very much for watching, and yeah, sticking with it through to the end, and like and subscribe for more so you don't miss the next series, whatever that is. I'll catch you guys in that next series.